Husband!
Yes, wife.
Let's read the Bible.
But we're atheists. Why would we want to do such a thing?
Because we live in small town USA and everyone around us quotes this thing extensively and we have no idea how to respond?
That's true. Neither of us grew up with religion, yet Christianity is playing a huge part in our country's politics.
We're not scholars or academics, so Sacrilegious Discourse is our first take reaction.
And this feed houses our reading of the book of Genesis, and each subsequent book will get its own separate feed too.
Why are we separating each book?
Not all podcast platforms allow access to older episodes. This will ensure our listeners don't lose access to any of our previously released material.
You can find our most recent episodes on our main channel, Sacrilegious Discourse.
That's right. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.
Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep. So last chapter was a mess, huh?
Yeah, lots of rapey.
And, people that were holding sex parties and offering up their daughters and then getting raped by their daughters.
And then cities destroyed.
Yeah, and that one, Lot's wife, got turned into salt because she turned around.
That would suck to turn into salt.
Don't turn around.
I mean, I guess at least it was a quick death, right?
Or you're gonna turn into salt. Don't turn around.
No, just stop.
But I wanted to sing it.
Yeah, I know. Stop.
Okay, so it looks like we are ready to move on to chapters 20 and 21 of Genesis.
All right, let's do this.
Whoop.
Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are, and our supporters can go there and support us, and we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there, so it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap. Oh. But, we can definitely use any amount, so, any support is always appreciated.
So what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/Sacrilegious Discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. Genesis chapter 20, Abraham and Abimelech.
Who?
Abimelech.
How do you say that again?
Abimelech. I don't know, but it's somebody that's with Abraham.
Okay.
Abraham moved south to the Negev and lived for a while between Kadesh and Shur, and then he moved on to Gerar. While living there as a foreigner, Abraham introduced his wife Sarah by saying, "She is my sister."
Because rape things?
God, because
more than likely.
I guess she's still beautiful, huh?
Even though she's 100 years old.
Yeah. So King Abimelech of Gerar sent for Sarah and had her brought to him at his palace. I feel like we've seen this story before.
Didn't we do this one already?
But that night, God came to Abimelech in a dream and told him, "You are a dead man, for that woman you have taken is already married." So he did sexes with her, and then God was like, "No."
God literally threatens to kill somebody.
Yeah.
over having sex with somebody's wife.
Yeah.
But sometimes, generally speaking, rape's okay.
Generally.
I mean, generally.
It just depends.
Unless it's against your bro.
Right. It just depends.
Like, if you're God's bro, you're all right.
Oh, wait. But it goes on. But Abimelech had not slept with her yet.
Oh, well, good on him.
Yeah. So he said, Lord, will you destroy an innocent nation? Didn't Abraham tell me she is my sister? And she herself said, yes, he is my brother.
Isn't lying a sin?
I acted in complete innocence. Yes, you are right. Okay. My hands are clean. So, yeah, Abimelech is like, the fuck?
I kind of feel bad for the dude, other than the fact that he took a woman to take, like he took her.
Right. He intended to sleep with her.
Right. I mean, but other than that particular thing, which, again, it seems very, very common.
Right.
To the point that Abraham, who's, down with God,
feels obligated to pass her off as his sister.
Right. Like, so that's how common it is.
Right.
So that he doesn't die.
Right.
Like, it's totally selfish.
Because either way, that Sarah is getting raped.
Like, you can't tell me that's not self-preservation.
Well, I mean, it is, but it's understandable. Either way, she's getting raped.
Right.
The question is not if she's getting raped. Just like last time, the question is, do I kill you and still rape her? Or do we just all be friends and you get to live and I rape her?
But there is a question, though, because God gave Abraham all this land and all these riches. Why the fuck is he visiting all these places where they get raped?
It's true.
Like, he's just a dumbass from what I can gather.
Yeah, he needs to just sit still with his sheeps and whatnot.
Right?
Yeah. But Abimelech had not slept with her yet. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And she said, yeah, that's why I got lost. She's my sister, she's my brother, innocent. Oh, in the dream, God responded, yes, I know you are innocent. That's why I kept you from sinning against me and why I did not let you touch her. It sounds like God's backpedaling like, yeah, I knew that.
Right,
totally.
Yeah.
Now return the woman to her husband, and he will pray for you, for he is a prophet.
Could you tell me who her husband is? Because I was never informed of this.
Right, and all of a sudden Abraham's a fucking prophet.
Right.
When did that
Although
happen?
he knew to say that Abraham said it was his sister. So apparently he had an inkling that it was not his sister.
Whatever.
Or God said it and we just missed that part.
I'm past that now.
Got it.
I'm at, wait, Abraham's a prophet?
Right.
Sorry. That's got me tripped up. When did that happen?
I don't think Abraham's this, great dude. He seems like he's like, I mean, he's all right.
He's just living.
Maybe, kind of.
He's just living his best life, trying to get along.
Yeah.
Slaves and
collecting riches and slaves along the way, and,
a beautiful wife. And he got to fuck his maid with permission.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just, whatever.
Rape.
Yeah.
It was rape, basically.
Yeah, it was. Then you will live, but if you don't return her to him, you can be sure that you and all your people will die. Because I like him for some reason.
Right.
No reason given. Whatever.
Right.
Abimelech got up early the next morning and quickly called all his servants, slaves, together. When he told them what had happened, his men were terrified. Then Abimelech called for Abraham. What have you done to us? He demanded. What crime have I committed that deserves treatment like this, making me and my kingdom guilty of this great sin? No one should ever do what you have done. Whatever possessed you to do such a thing?
I tend to agree.
I mean...
to an extent.
Okay, but what possessed him to do such a thing is that he knows his wife is going to get raped.
Okay, all right.
And that he is going to die if he stands up for her.
Right, but God's already promised him that he'll live and have a son and all this other crap.
So he could have just been like, I got God at my back.
Who do you believe? God or, what do you...
I don't know.
Whatever.
The whole thing is dumb.
Yeah.
Abraham replied, I thought this is a godless place. They will want my wife and will kill me to get her. And she really is my sister, for we both have the same father, but different mothers? ? And I married her? What?
Well, there was a lot of that incestual stuff.
Oh my God.
You remember when the two girls raped their dad?
Yes, but I thought that was supposed to be a weird thing. Now all of a sudden they're just like, oh no, everybody marries their sisters.
Sorry, it's normalized.
And this is gross. When God called me to leave my father's home and to travel from place to place, I told her, do me a favor. Wherever we go, tell the people I am your brother. She is your brother.
Right.
What the fuck? I can't even. This whole story is whack. Then Abimelech took some of his sheep and goats, cattle, and male and female servants, slaves, and he presented them to Abraham.
What, more gifts?
Yeah.
Dude's rich enough, man.
Yeah. He also returned his wife, sister, okay, it just says wife, but I added sister, Sarah, to him. Then Abimelech said, "Look over my land and choose any place where you would like to live." Holy what?
I thought he already had, like, oceans of land to
He's
live
got
in.
the entire planet, apparently.
Right.
And he said to Sarah, "Look, I am giving your, quote, brother," and it does say that, brother is in quotes. "Look, I am giving your brother 1,000 pieces of silver in the presence of all these witnesses. This is to compensate you for any wrong I may have done to you. This will settle any claim against me, and your reputation is cleared." Then Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his female servants.
Wait, did he say healed him?
Yeah, he healed him.
He has that power to heal people?
Oh, no, God did.
God healed. Okay.
Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his female servants, slaves.
All right, sorry.
So they could have children.
Ah.
For the Lord had caused all the women to be infertile because of what happened with Abraham's wife, Sarah.
What? That was just like the last night. So like they were infertile and now they're not again. Like now they're fertile again.
Apparently, this took place over many months.
Oh.
And so basically, if your leader does something bad, then God punishes all of the women in your land by not allowing them to have babies.
Even if they have no reason to know they're doing something bad.
Yeah.
Like none.
This God sucks.
Right?
Who wrote this guy?
Right. He's awful.
I can't stand him. But that's the end of that chapter. Maybe he gets nicer as we go on.
I mean, there's that whole Jesus thing at some point.
He seems all right, but this whole God thing is just, it's a big no for me.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Okay.
I'm not down with God.
Yeah, me neither. He's gross.
Okay, well, let's find out what happens next, huh?
Okie dokie.
All right.
Genesis chapter 21, the birth of Isaac. The Lord kept his word and did for Sarah exactly what he had promised. She became pregnant and she gave birth to a son for Abraham in his old age. Yeah, the son was for him. She had nothing to do with it.
And we just jumped ahead by a year here, basically.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
This happened at just the time God had said it would, and Abraham named their son Isaac. 8 days after Isaac was born, Abraham circumcised him as God had commanded.
Got to get that dick chopping in.
Yep. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born, and Sarah declared, "God has brought me laughter. All who hear this will laugh with me. Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse a baby? Yet I have given Abraham a son in his old age."
Yeah, laugh. You're going to have this kid who grew up in a bunch of rapey-ass fuckers.
Yay!
Oh, boy.
And he's probably going to be a raper, too.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Off topic, if I may.
Sure.
Stephen King wrote a book called Bag of Bones, and there is a cabin within it called Sarah Laughs.
Ah, interesting.
Now, it's based on a character.
Right, but obviously it's derivative from the Bible.
That's the first thing I thought of when I was just now reading this. So.
Right. That's interesting.
Interesting.
Okay. Back to the Bible.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next section. Hagar and Ishmael sent away. When Isaac grew up and was about to be weaned, he grew up and was about to be weaned?
Yeah, that I guess grown up means like 3 to 4 years old at this point. Is that grown up?
I mean, by weaned, are you assuming that they mean from the breast?
Or from like childhood?
I assumed it had to do with nursing.
Right. But apparently you're grown up at that point.
I guess.
Maybe.
When he grew up and was about to be weaned, Abraham prepared a huge feast to celebrate the occasion. But Sarah saw Ishmael, the son of Abraham, and her Egyptian servant Hagar, making fun of her son Isaac. So she turned to Abraham and demanded, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son. He is not going to share the inheritance with my son, Isaac. I won't have it." This upset Abraham very much because Ishmael was his son.
But you also told your wife to do with that woman as he pleases.
Right.
And why is God giving you a second son
that you really
that's
don't
like
need?
Prophesized after your whatever.
Yeah.
God.
But God told Abraham, "Do not be upset over the boy and your servant. Do whatever Sarah tells you. For Isaac is the son through whom your descendants will be counted. But I will also make a nation of the descendants of Hagar's son, because he is your son too." That...
Okay.
For no reason. No reason.
Right.
Here's 2 babies. You only need 1 legitimate, but here's 2, 1 illegitimate.
Doesn't it seem to you like God sets up things to cause strife on purpose?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like...
He's a dick.
Yeah, it's like he's playing with fire. He's like, what can I do to really fuck with people down there?
He's a very bad writer, though, because if the people of Game of Thrones wrote this, they'd never get away with it.
I mean, I'd be more willing to let my kids watch Game of Thrones than an HBO series based on Genesis.
It'd definitely be mixed for me.
But
the story would be better.
The amount of rape.
Right.
The amount of rape, just that alone.
There's a lot of rape in Game of Thrones, too.
But I don't think quite this much. We should, like, side-by-side count, like, some point.
Oh, that would be cool.
Just
How
do
many
it, like,
rapes?
chapter by episode or something.
If I have to start this over, I will slit my wrists.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's just not.
Yeah.
So Abraham got up early the next morning, prepared food and a container of water, and strapped them on Hagar's shoulders. Then he sent her away with their son, and she wandered aimlessly in the wilderness of Beersheba. So he was like, "Get, bitch." When the water...
Go start a damn nation somewhere else. Yeah. Not here.
When the water was gone, she put the boy in the shade of a bush. Then she went and sat down by herself about 100 yards away.
100 yards?
Just 100 yards.
I mean, that's a long... That's a football field away.
Okay.
That's pretty far.
So... She continued, "I don't want to watch the boy die," she said as she burst into tears.
Oh, I see.
But God heard the boy crying, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven, "Hagar, what's wrong? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Go to him and comfort him, for I will make him a great nation from his descendants."
That was already promised, so, like, what's the worry here exactly?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
This is bullshit.
Right. And repetitive, as we keep saying.
Yeah. Then God opened Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well full of water. Magic.
Right.
She quickly filled her water container and, I guess, ran back, it doesn't say that, and gave the boy a drink. And God was with the boy as he grew up in the wilderness. He became a skillful archer, and he settled in the wilderness of Paran.
The question is, though, is he as skillful a hunter as Nimrod?
That is a good question, and
right?
I would like to know the answer.
I would, like, who's better, Ishmael or Nimrod?
Ishmael versus
I think
Nimrod.
we should have Bible
Survival of the fittest?
Yeah, or Bible Olympics.
Oh, Bible Olympics.
Bible Olympics, yeah.
It almost sounds good, but then the Bible's in it and I'm out.
Right. There'd have to be an event for rape.
God. That's gross.
Well, it seems to be the common sport. So,
his mother arranged for him to marry a woman from the land of Egypt.
Okay.
Next section.
Yeah.
The covenant between Abraham and Abimelech.
Wait, which one's Abimelech? The covenant between... Oh, Abimelech's the one that we were just talking about. He was going to rape his wife, but he didn't.
He was going to rape Sarah, but then
trying to keep this stuff straight.
It's true, because they keep going back and forth.
Right.
So okay. I don't blame you for being lost.
Covenant, Abimelech. Another covenant.
A different covenant, though. Not the wiener one.
Or the rainbow one. No wieners or rainbows.
Nope.
Okay.
About this time, Abimelech came with Fickle. I'm going to call him Fickle. Phicol.
Phical.
OL. Fickle.
Sure.
I like Fickle.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I know this is irreverent, but I just can't.
Isn't that the whole point?
I guess.
Okay.
About this time, Abimelech came with Fickle, his army commander, to visit Abraham. God is obviously with you, helping you in everything you do, Abimelech said. Swear to me in God's name that you will never deceive me, my children, or any of my descendants. I have been loyal to you, so now I swear that you will be loyal to me and to this country where you are living as a foreigner. Abraham replied, Yes, I swear to it. Then Abraham complained to Abimelech about a well that Abimelech's servants had taken by force from Abraham's servants. This is the first I've heard of it, Abimelech answered. I have no idea who is responsible. You have never complained about this before. Yeah, I'm complaining now, asshole.
Doesn't say that.
No, but it should. No, you are correct. I have not complained about it before because this is the moment right now in which I am complaining about it.
Right.
Dumb. Okay, Abraham then gave some of his sheep, goats, and cattle to Abimelech, and they made a treaty. So basically, they just keep trading shit back and forth.
Right? It's so weird.
Sorry I stepped on your toes. Here's
Here's
cow.
some shit.
Sorry I stepped on your toes back. Here's a slave. I mean, right?
Yeah.
But Abraham also took 7 additional female lambs and set them off by themselves. Abimelech asked, why have you set these 7 apart from the others? Ooh, let's take bets. What's he going to do with the 7 he set aside?
I mean, but he set them free. He set them
aside.
Oh, well, he's probably going to cut them in half.
That's
and give
what
them to
I
God.
guess. I guess he's going to sacrifice
That's God's
them.
portion.
Yeah, this is for good.
I mean, probably.
I don't know. Let's go on.
I don't know either.
Abimelech asked, why have you set these 7 apart from the others? Abraham replied, please accept these 7 lambs to show your agreement that I dug this well. Then he named the place Beersheba, which means well of the oath, because that was where they had sworn the oath. After making their covenant at Beersheba, Abimelech left with Phicol, the commander of the army, and they returned home to the land of the Philistines. Then Abraham planted a tamarisk tree at Beersheba, and there he worshipped the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham lived as a foreigner in Philistine country for a long time. The end.
So what was the covenant exactly? That they were going to
Let's not be mad at each other.
Covenants seem, I mean, sometimes they're like these big, like,
I'll
huge things.
never, ever drown the planet ever again. And then other times it's just like, let's just get along. Mookie.
Right, yeah, like...
I think the
could
word...
you just not call it, like, an agreement, or like a...
I think the word is, like, not maybe being used in correct context all the time.
Right, because, I mean, like, at first, with, like, the Noah covenant and stuff, where he's not going to kill all of humanity again, I was like, oh, a covenant's like this, like...
It's a hardcore term.
Right, and
it
like...
means things.
It means a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then the dick thing, and I was like...
Ooh, that's...
It's still pretty big.
That's a big covenant. Yeah.
But this is like... I mean, you could have just spit shook on it, you know?
Spit shook. I mean, yeah, they could have. They totally could have said, let's not fight.
Right. Yeah.
And that could have been
maybe like a pinky swear.
Pinky swear. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like appropriate.
Yeah.
But covenant is like that whole section seemed pointless almost.
It really did. Like they were mad at each other over a well.
And then we'll probably never hear of what's his name, Abimelech.
A wee Moak. Abimelech and his army leader Phicol.
We'll probably never hear of him again.
I don't know. We keep hearing of him over and over again.
Oh, maybe. But I'm just saying,
he does seem kind of wedged into the story.
Right. And I'm just saying, like, you know, every once in a while they bring up something and they'll do this whole story arc and then it's like pointless. And then you never hear of it again. It's like
it's kind of like you know, and sometimes a movie you'll be watching and you'll be like, that girl was humping the director, and so they wrote a pointless role just so that she could walk across the stage for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
you could totally tell. There are some extras that you're like, oh, she fucking somebody.
Right.
And that's this guy. This guy was like, ooh, put my name in. Put my name in.
It was probably some really important priest that wrote this section, and they're like, well, we got to put it in. Yeah. You know, I mean, he's pretty important. So.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, you got anything else?
No, that's it. That's the end of that chapter.
All right. Well, that was
Thursday.
That was No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is for Thursday.
That's right. Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. See you next week.
See you next week on Tuesday.
Right. Bye. Husband.
Yes, wife.
Is there a way for people to contact us?
Well, sure. They can get on our Twitter account
We have a Twitter account?
We do.
What is it?
It is Sacrilegious_D.
Like D for Discourse?
Yeah, they wouldn't let me put the whole thing, so I had to shorten it to _D.
I hate them.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
How do you spell sacrilegious? Do you know?
I don't want to. Just look it up in a dictionary or something. I don't want to do that right now.
You know why?
Sacrilegious_D. Okay?
Because you messed it up and I made you fix it. That's why.
Yeah.
What about an email?
Yeah, we got that too.
What is it?
Sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to spell sacrilegious.
Right. Well, definitely get a hold of us. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And, any comments, hate mail. We love that kind of stuff.
Also, you could answer some questions that we leave throughout, or correct my pronunciations.
Yeah,
they're probably
please.
Bad, wrong, and horrible.
Because we suck sometimes.
Absolutely.
Oh, also, if you like this shit or whatnot, give us a like on your podcasting app and stuff, or even leave a comment or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Goodbye.